What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City daily transfer update. Massive update. Josko Gvardiol, it's happening. We've had the here we go. We'll give all the latest on that and all the other transfer news in just one moment. Make sure, like always though, if you are enjoying the content, please help to support my channel by subscribing. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. It is free. Do daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all the summer transfer window to keep you guys up to date first and fast with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Leave a thumbs up, 300 likes is the aim. Smashed it on the last video, let's smash it again on this one, that would be great. And also don't forget, most importantly, do let me know your thoughts on what you make of these transfers in the comments below. So we're going to crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the outs, and we've got the very latest on Issa Kabore. Now, Mike McGrath has confirmed Luton Town, they are speaking with Manchester City to try and sign Issa Kabore. It is going to be a loan deal rather than a permanent transfer, and that is what's being discussed right now for Issa Kabore to leave Manchester City. And moving on, and speaking of another player that could be leaving City on loan, is Joshua Wilson-Esbrand. Been wondering where he might end up. Well, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that he is closing in on a loan move to France, going to Reims. That'll be for the season, and that will be a good loan there in France and good experience for JWE as well. So a couple of young players that could be leaving Manchester City on loan. And moving on to a young player who could be leaving Manchester City, but this time permanent rather than on loan, takes us on to Carlos Borges. Now, it's been reported by Mike Minay over on Twitter that West Ham were among a few clubs chasing Carlos Borges, but he said it wasn't clear as to whether Manchester City were looking to loan him or whether it was going to be a permanent transfer. Fabrizio Romano then today has chipped in and said West Ham now are closing in on a deal for Carlos Borges worth £14 million. So we are looking at a permanent transfer rather than a loan. Mike Minay has also said that West Ham now entered the race yesterday, are now front runners and favourites to sign Carlos Borges. So certainly looking like we are getting a little bit of movement when it comes to a potential young player leaving Manchester City. I imagine there'll be a sell-on fee and a buyback clause included on that deal. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Riyad Mahrez, and Mahrez has been in Manchester. He has turned up for Manchester City for pre-season training. However, he hasn't travelled to Japan with the rest of the squad, and you might be thinking to yourself, why is that? Well, Mahrez doesn't travel to Japan because Fabrizio Romano has given the here we go for Mahrez for the transfer for him to go to Al Ahli. Now, the Mail was saying that Al Ahli had offered Manchester City a deal worth £27 million, £23.2 million up front, £3.8 million in add-ons, and Manchester City holding out for £30 million are going to reject that offer. Then we had the ever-reliable David Ornstein say that a total agreement has now been reached between Manchester City and Al Ahli. It's a €30 million deal with €5 million in add-ons. We're looking at the exact numbers being a deal worth £30.34 million, £26 million as an upfront fee, and just over £4 million in add-ons. Mahrez doesn't travel to Japan because he's currently travelling to the Middle East to undergo a medical with Al Ahli, either taking place today or tomorrow. He's expected to sign a 3-year deal with the option of a 4th year, and I'm expecting this transfer potentially to be complete by the end of this week. It makes me very emotional to say farewell to Riyad Mahrez because he's been a brilliant servant at Manchester City and he's been a fantastic player, but it's seemingly looking like his time at City is coming to an end, and it will mean potentially Man City may want to try and find a replacement. Will it be a winger? Will it be an attacker? Will it be a midfielder? Remains to be seen. Now, moving on to the final transfer of the house, we've got the very latest on Kyle Walker, and discussions have taken place between Manchester City and Kyle Walker. Nothing's been agreed, so he does travel to Japan with Manchester City. Please don't read anything more into that. Bayern Munich are also in Japan as well, so Kyle Walker's future still far from sorted. Several sources are saying different things. It's been reported by The Telegraph that Man City are really keen on keeping Kyle Walker at Manchester City and are pushing hard to do everything they can to keep him here. But sources in Germany, Florian Plettenberg is saying that Kyle Walker has told Manchester City, he's told Pep Guardiola what he's been saying now for the last week or so, that he wants to leave Manchester City and he wants to join Bayern Munich. Now, Juventus' name is still being chucked out there. If Walker does leave Manchester City, I am expecting it to be to Bayern Munich rather than Juventus, but we'll see. Now, BILD over in Germany have also said that Manchester City are going to sit down and speak with Kyle Walker again today, and they say that Walker's decision has been made. He wants to join Bayern Munich and his mind isn't going to change. He wants to leave Manchester City. There's still some way in this transfer to go. A fee needs to be negotiated. Manchester City also need to find a replacement as well. As I said, with Mahrez leaving, Walker potentially leaving, it's going to be very busy with Manchester City transfers, and I feel like that's just what's helped kick Man City into gear with the ins, because Josko Gvardiol might be happy to let that drag on throughout the summer, but we may potentially be looking at needing to sign another couple of players. So I think City have hit the point where they just want to get that Gvardiol deal done, which is why we've had massive developments today. But before we speak about that, I want to speak about Raphinha, because I know a few of you guys in the comments on yesterday's video where we're speaking about Dani Olmo potentially being the replacement for Riyad Mahrez. Raphinha's name has been chucked out there in the last 24 hours, and apparently Manchester City are interested in him from Barcelona. That's according to Foot Mercato over in Italy. They say first contact has been made between Manchester City and Barcelona to talk about a transfer, and Chicky apparently speaking with Barcelona's director Deco. Now, Toni Juanmarti says Barcelona know nothing of interest from Manchester City in Raphinha and say that the player is happy at Barcelona and the plan is for him to stay at Barcelona as well. So when I do get developments on that, guys, of course, I will keep you guys up to date first and fast with my daily Manchester City transfer updates. So, Josko Gvardiol, let's speak about him. I had a massive update on him in the last, 16 hours or so. And we've had the big here we go from Fabrizio Romano. The agreement's been found between RB Leipzig and Manchester City. Manuel Veth says that Manchester City are going to be paying in excess of 100 million euros for him. LVZ, which is a media company based in Leipzig, say that City are going to be paying an initial fee less than 100 million euros. But the overall deal, including very achievable bonuses and add-ons, will take the deal to more than 100 million euros, which apparently Man City are happy to pay and Leipzig are happy to accept. So that big hurdle apparently got over. Fabrizio Romano says medical tests have already been completed on Wednesday for the first part of his medical. His second part of his medical still needs to be sorted. The contract still needs to be signed. We already know personal terms have been agreed, and then it's all about Man City announcing that transfer of Gvardiol becoming a Manchester City player. Now, City's stance from this, they've briefed the media already and say no agreement is in place. They're going to say that until all the formalities are signed, all the I's have been dotted and the T's have been crossed. Until all that has been sorted, Man City will be saying that word. Now, Mike Minay has said that no agreement yet has been found between Leipzig and Manchester City. Very interesting that other sources saying that they are. The word from the club is that no agreement has been found as of yet. However, read into this what you will. Josko Gvardiol yesterday night liked to post on Instagram saying Fabrizio Romano's here we go for him to become a Manchester City player. That could be done by his PR team. That could be done by somebody else that runs his account. It could be done by the player as well. What I am seeing is massive movements, and I suspect that within the next 24 to 48 hours we'll have a complete agreement. All sources will be saying agreement is in place for Gvardiol to become a Manchester City player. This is now particularly awkward because Man City wanted this transfer to be done before we went out on our pre-season tour to the far east of Asia. However, City have already travelled and are already in Japan right now, which means Gvardiol, he's currently training with Leipzig for their pre-season. He's going to have to complete his medical, sign his contracts. That could all be completed in Germany. He flies out to Japan, whilst Manchester City's lawyers and representatives all go back to Manchester, get all the things signed and sorted and announce that transfer, because City's media team, I'll tell you right now, they'll also be in Japan, not ready to come back to England or back to Germany to then go back to Japan. It's particularly awkward. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to hold up the deal. I just don't think it was the original plan here with Josko Gvardiol. But with players looking to want to leave Manchester City, City in a rush to try and get some deals sorted, this Gvardiol deal has been pushed into a strong position now. And Manchester City very much looking like Gvardiol is going to be a City player. Exciting times. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So there we go. That has been today's transfer updates, an ever-developing situation. We'll be back again tomorrow with another daily Manchester City transfer update. I know you guys want to stay up to date every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. It is free. Also, don't forget, social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all again religiously tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.